Greetings everyone, Benoobly 101 here and welcome back to another video. Now, I've been enjoying doing sort of different kind of content on the channel recently. That being said, it's only been about 2 videos. The Blackdown Tableland vlog and the Slipknot Unsainted reaction video. I actually kind of enjoyed uploading these because it's very different to what I usually do on this channel. Obviously this is a gaming channel. I've always wanted to do different things on my channel, I just never thought of anything to do. I don't know what to do for the most part. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know, because you can't have an opinion these days on the internet, and that's not what I want to do. I want to make people laugh and just chill and have a good time. So that's what we're going to do today. Today, I'm going to be revealing one of my biggest passions that I have besides making videos. It's music, more specifically making music, even more specifically making metal music. But today I thought I would show you my guitar collection. It's just guitars that I've had over the years. Just have a talk about my guitars and a bit of the backstories about each of them. I'm going to do them in order of time, I guess, but I hope you guys enjoy. Let's start with guitar number 1. Everyone, meet the blue one. This guitar is a Fender Squier, a Bullet. It has been in our family for about, I'm 19, my dad's owned it since I was 4. Now this thing, he always did used to play it, but eventually it just didn't get used anymore. And I didn't find my love in metal or playing guitar until at the start of 2015. I was in music class in school and I picked up a guitar. Someone else owned it, someone brought it in, and it happened to be in drop tune D flat. But yeah, I knew basic chords and I knew tuning, but I didn't know too much at all. But I picked this guitar up in music class in one of the music rooms, and it was already plugged into an amp that had gain on it. And I literally was just screwing around. I was like, oh yeah, look. Played the first 2 strings and heard this. Instantly fell in love. I have to be honest, I felt like I was the best player ever. But it was because I never knew that drop tuning was a thing. Back at this time, I was very into dubstep. I got into Linkin Park again because my dad used to blare it in the car when I was about 5, 6. The Hybrid Theory album. Then it branched off to Breaking Benjamin. Then for some reason that I'm not clear of, it went straight to Slipknot. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So, and then over the years, I've slowly grown and grown and grown, and now I'm listening to songs that I never thought that I would ever respect. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I would try and show off like how this guitar sounds. As you can see, it's got a really messed up jack. On to the next guitar. This guitar has been in our family it's been longer than the Bluey. This is the first guitar that my dad taught me to play on. My dad taught me all the basic chords. This was taught to me when I was a little kid. But let's move on. one's an Ashton. Ashton acoustic guitar. I don't know if Ashton are a very big brand still, but yes. This is kind of like an honorable mention. Basically, when my sister and I were kids, we for some reason got the chance to buy our own, well, have our own guitars. This was my sister's. My other one was exactly the same, but just with red, and it was really nice. But it always sounded like shit, and I never use this either, because the strings are unbelievably hard to press down. I chose to restore this. My sister put an extreme amount of stickers on it. I don't even know if I have a photo of this one. I was going to put up photos for anything that I've done, but yeah. Stickers all over the bastard, right? I restored the entire thing, cleaned it all up, put some new strings on it. It sounded divine. But I'm not an acoustic guitar player, so this went to shit very quickly. And thus comes the first guitar that I was ever able to pay for in my life. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an Ibanez Geo. I bought this when I was 16, 17, which was only like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. This is my very first guitar that I've ever bought myself with my own money. Now, this thing, it started off just as a normal, you know, off-the-shelf guitar, so it was just an E standard. But I actually bought this to drop tune because that was the time where I was getting into a lot of Slipknot and I wanted to be able to play Slipknot. So I got this thing. 2 weeks later, I got the bridge fixed. It got me started. You know, it got me started to the lower tunings and stuff. I've used this for a couple of songs that I've done, unreleased. I don't know when the hell I'm going to release them. Who knows? Let me know if you want me to release my first album really quick. Give me motivation, because that will actually get me up and finally get it out there. I've been working on it for like 2 years. For the most part, the sound was very muddy, and I moved on, honestly. It's still a nice guitar, I guess, but I moved on. But, yeah. Let me play you a bit from this one. It doesn't have strings on it, because I've just thought if I was never using it, better to just get the rusting strings off it and hopefully preserve it for longer for when I do actually want it. Everyone, let me introduce you to the best guitar I've ever played thus far in my life. The Yamaha RGX 612 MA. It says MA, but whenever I look up that number with MA on the front, it corrects me to just A. Apparently MA doesn't exist, but I'll leave that up to Yamaha. This thing is just... it's smooth as butter. This is the most comfortable guitar I will ever play. Well, not will ever play, but I have ever played thus far. It's got a Floyd Rose system. All the pickups are active. This guitar was manufactured in 1988 and 1989, I'm pretty sure. So it is decently old, and yet it is the best sounding, best feeling guitar I've ever played. And I love it. The story about this one, I actually bought this from a friend, off a friend, about two years ago at this point. It was at the end of grade 12 at school. Basically, he wasn't using it, apparently. So he actually, I think he was listing it on Facebook for like 150 or something, or 200. I can't really remember. But basically, I don't know what intrigued me about it. Maybe it was the pointiness of it. I like these kind of style of guitars, so I was just like, oh, that's cool. Gave him the money for it and just bought it off him. And I put it at drop C. At the time, the music that I was listening to was around that, so Of Mice and Men, all that kind of stuff. Basically, ever since then, it's just been a dream. I have used this guitar mainly for my entire first album. I'm so glad that I bought this off him. And honestly, if anyone's watching this video who has high corporate contact in some way or another. Yamaha, please, what are you doing, for a start? Number two, can you please make these again? Just reissue them. Like, remake them. I don't even care if you don't even put modern technology in them. They don't need it. Just remake these, like you did back in 1988. They would sell. Rob Chapman said this was his first guitar, and you saw his reaction when the captain gave it to him. He loves this thing. Please consider remaking these. I will actually buy them, because I've yet to find a guitar that feels as good as this to play. Right, I don't have to get up for this one, because I've got my guitar stand right here. Now, this next one got a little bit of a longer neck. This bass guitar was kindly donated to me. I say donated, it was sort of written off and just given to me from my school, my high school. My music teacher, Mrs. Cart, she's an absolute awesome teacher, and I cannot thank her enough for this bass guitar and basically everything she taught me, to be honest. Basically, you know, when you're in a school and you've got multiple kids who are in music class that are only there because they don't want to do anything else on that subject line, so the last resort was music, you get a lot of kids come in and just treat the instruments with no respect. But this one I played once, and then it sort of just disappeared for an entire year or two. I had no idea where it went until I asked my teacher. She said it's in the storage room because the neck had broken on it. Someone snapped the joint, the neck. It wasn't like a snap in the wood, it was just the neck joint has just come off the glue, sort of. It was probably glue, it probably wasn't a student, but there was also extra damage down here from students, so. Yeah, basically, it was pretty messed up, and for the longest time, I was asking my teacher, oh, can I have it, can I have it? Did you check with what's her name if I can have it? Eventually, literally, on the second last day of school, before I graduated, she finally said, yes, you can have it. She gave it to me. I was so happy. I was so happy because I was just like, I'm gonna do this thing up and it's gonna be my bass guitar. So what I did, as you can see by the photos, it was pretty messed up bad. The wood down here, there's like a chip out right here. So what I did was I took all the strings off, I cleaned it all up, I glued this little block of wood back on, and it seemed to have just worked really nicely. And using a couple contacts around my town, I got the body painted to my favorite color, orange. I also got the end of the neck painted, and I wanted all black hardware. Got an engineer to wire it all up, put it all together. Got a painter to paint the body for me, and I got my local music store, Green Brothers. Thank you guys for everything. Literally, you've just been the best ever, and I hope you're watching. They restrung this and set it all up for me. So basically, I didn't restore it myself. It was a bunch of professionals who did it for me that I had to pay for. But I'm so grateful for the work that they did, because this is a completely different bass now. The one particular thing that I loved about this bass guitar is that its fret inlays are literally little Saturn planets. I just love it. Now, this guitar, fast forward through my increasing metal love, I started getting into bands that were going very low in tuning, below A flat, drop A flat, Northlane, Architects, Wage War. So I decided, hey, I want to do that. I went online and bought this. Actually, I tried getting another one, I think it was a white Ibanez, and it was a lot cheaper than this. And then the store that I bought them off called me and said, hey, we haven't got those in stock, what are you doing? This is Ibanez, and because I bought the Ibanez, at the time I didn't really know if I really hated it or not. I guess I do now, I don't really care for it much. Which is sad, but whatever, it'll probably get used again at some point. What I'm saying is, I bought an Ibanez, so I bought another Ibanez. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of good things to say about this. More recently, it's become an issue because I want to start getting into lower tuning songs, making them songs and stuff like that. So, but I was playing it and I realized that for some reason it has this issue. It's literally so bad. When any part of you touches the strings, the headstock, the freaking, and just basically any metal part on this guitar, it makes a terrible noise, which the humbuckers are supposed to cancel out. That's why they're humbuckers. Even using a noise gate does not help. You can still hear the bloody terrible freaking buzzing that's coming for it. But basically, I think this thing has some dodgy wiring in it, because it's not supposed to be doing that, and I know that for a fact. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was a bit probably long and boring, but if you did stick around, and because you're interested about this kind of stuff and the backstory of my guitars, thank you, actually. If you want more of this kind of content, if you want me to drop my first album, if you want me to do some covers, just put in. I've done a few covers, alright? I haven't uploaded them for some reason, I don't know. If you want me to, put a comment down below. Leave a like on this video. Share it around. Maybe some of your friends are guitar enthusiasts. Maybe someone can tell me why this one sounds like ass and this one sounds like a beast. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you did, put a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite guitar is. Subscribe for more awesome videos guys, and I will see you in the next one.